Okay. Ooh, new thing. Delta. Oh, you can enlarge this. The two regions touching this symbol must be different shapes. To fill out this shape, this is guaranteed, so that's nice. It means that this has to be some sort of line. And this also has to be some sort of line. Can't extend horizontally, so it must be a line that extends vertically. And from there, everything follows. Nice. I guess I'll do this one. Okay. All regions must be one of these shapes. Long line and a 2x2. Here's a 2x2 spot. I mean, okay. It looks most obviously like a 2x2 spot. Can it be a line? Like, there could be a line that fits here, but there can't be a line that fits there. Can't be horizontally. It would have to be vertically. Yeah, it has to be a 2x2. We'll gild that. We'll border it. This can't. So this has to be now different shapes. This has to be a long beam. Can't be horizontal long beam, so it must be vertical. And let's see. This one is gonna have to be a long beam because we can't fit a 2x2 in here. So there's gotta be a long beam here. Yeah. If it's a long beam from the top, or if it's a long beam from the bottom, these two will always be joined. Like, it could be this shape, and we don't know if these tiles or these tiles are part of this shape, but we know that these two are always in the same shape. This one's a long beam. It could be horizontal, it could be vertical. Okay, but we also know that this can't be a 2x2, so actually, this has to be a long beam. And since the width is only 4 long, this fits perfectly. Now this has to be a, this has to be touching a 2x2. The 2x2 can't be here, because we already established that this is a 1x4. So, the 2x2 has to fit here, then everything should follow. Nice. Alright. Here. This one looks awfully familiar. Gemini, though. The two regions touching this symbol must be the same shape. Okay, that's nice. This is guaranteed. To have a shape that's also a corner fitting piece, this would have to be here. This would have to be here. Okay, and then everything should follow. Nice. Now, this one, all regions must be a 2x2 or 1x3. So this one can't, a 1x3 can't fit here. This one has to be a 2x2. Only a 2x2 would fit here if it were like this. Then 1x3s. 2x2 has to fit here, 2x2 has to fit here. Can't be like this, because then this would be stuck. Or sectioned off. So the 2x2s have to fit like that. Nice. Okay, then these two both unlock. I think... Wow, there's a lot of stuff to explore over there. I could do this section first. Ooh, it's being built. 4 out of 14, 4 out of 21. Wow. Okay. Oh, one block. So this one has both Delta and Gemini. So this one has to not be a 1 tile. This one has to be a 2x2. This one also has to be a 2x2 because Gemini. For sure. This one has to be 1x1. And I think we can't fit any 2x2, so everything here has to be 1x1. Alright. And then this one just has to be a 2x2. 1x3. And then, well, we can't have a 1x3 here, otherwise the delta will be sad. So this 1x3 can't be horizontal, it has to be vertical, and this has to fill up that. Okay, and then everything follows. Yep. Nice. This one's connected. We get the corners first. I don't know what I just did. Okay. This one always has to be connected here. This one always has to be connected here, and that's for sure. And then delta means different shapes, so here. This one means same shape. Gemini means same shape, so this one's a 1x3. And then to fit a shape here, it has to be like a corner piece, different shapes. Then this one has to be a 1x3. This one has to be a 1x3, different shapes. This one can't be like that. This one has to, what is cornered? Same shapes, okay. Ooh, a lot of them are unlocked except for these two. Alright, this one has to be a 1x1. Different shapes means this is a 2x2, this is 1x1 to fill it up. This has to be a 1x1 because it's kind of stuck. Different shapes means 2x2. This one has to be a 2x2 because of Gemini. This one has to be a 2x2 because of Gemini. Well, these all have to be 1x1s because they're the only ones that fit. Delta means different shapes, so this one has to be a 2x2, 2x2. This one can't be whatever this weird N shape, U shape, doesn't matter. I think a 2x2 has to fit here because the other weird shape can't. Besides that, we could do the same thing over here. And then these have the same shape. It can't be a 2x2, otherwise that wouldn't fit. The only way to make them fit would be some sort of interlocking shape like that. This one has to be the 3 length. Same shape means fits like that. This one follows. This one has to, well, actually, I don't know. This one has to be at least here. This one has to be at least here. They're different shapes. This one has to go here. This has to be a different shape than this shape. Okay, this will actually just be guaranteed to be the 3 length. This one has to be the 2 length because it's separated by delta. This one has to be a 2 length. This one has to be a 2 length. This one has to be a 3 length. 3 length. 3 length. Oh, what did I do wrong? Oh, okay. Not a 3 length, my bad. This one can't be a 2 length, so it has to be a 4 T piece. Oh, okay. This one's, the corners always stick out. Delta says they are different shapes, so this one has to be 2 lengths. To be the same shape, I think it has to be like this for the T piece, and this T piece has to be like that. To be a different shape, it has to be a 1x2. This one has to be a 1x2. This one, because Gemini, has to be a 1x2. This one is a T piece for sure. The only T piece that fits here is this. This one has to be a 2 piece. Yep. That's nice. Okay. I think I can't do a 2x2 here, otherwise I have to do 2x2s here because Gemini, but then the only way, like, this wouldn't fit. So this one definitely can't be a 2x2. Okay. It can't be like this or like this. Could be like this, can't be like this. The only way to make a shape that works is like this. And then to make the same shape, we could do... No, we can't do that. I think we have to do this and this. To make different shapes, we have to do that. And then, nice. Alright. Got a SP sand. Whatever this is, maybe I should learn the names. Alright. Well, this one can't be an S piece. This one has to be... Oh, L piece. That makes sense. Right? Maybe. This one... Okay. First, start with whatever is guaranteed in the corners. This can go like this, can go like this, but it can't go through here, otherwise it would want to cross through this border because it's not an L piece. Okay, same shape. Then same shape here. Can't go up like this, otherwise this is locked out. Alright. How's it? 13 out of 14, 13 out of 21. 2 length or 3 length? So this one has to be a 2 length. The delta means that this is a 3 length of some sort. This is blocked off. This is the same. So this one also has to be a 3 length. This is stuck over here. I don't really know where to start here. Okay, so this has to be a 2 length of some sort. Can either be like this or like this. Okay, since I don't know what to do, I think I'm just gonna try something like a trial. So this has to be a 3 length. It can either be like this or like this. I think the more unreasonable option is this option. So we'll go like this, and then that would mean this has to be here to be the same piece. Oh, this has to be a 3 length because it's separated by delta. This one has to be the same piece as this one has to be a 2 length. This one has to be a 3 length, so these can't touch actually. And then to be a 3 length, it has to also go down. This one has to be a 3 length, this one 2 length, this one has to be a 3 length, this one has to be 3 length, 3 or 2 length. This one has to be a 2 length in some direction. It can't be like this, otherwise this would be sectioned off. Okay, great. So going down this method gave us the fact that this would not work. Instead, it has to be like this. So to be a 3 length over here, it has to go down. Can't go horizontally, not enough space. These have to be 2 lengths now, so this has to be a 3 length. This one has to be a... What? Okay. I think I've actually noticed something. Maybe I messed up, but that didn't seem like it was working. Anyways, this is a really cool section, because this says that the Gemini here means that there must be the same shape over here, and if the shape were pointing vertically, if the shape were vertical, then the shape actually would kind of basically fail here, because then it would be saying that this shape is the same as this shape is the same as this shape, but this shape has to be different than this shape. So actually, you just can't put anything that connects vertically down here. There's actually a guaranteed border over here. Otherwise, it won't work based on this set of Gemini and deltas. So with a border here, we can actually guarantee that this is a 1x2. This has to be then a 1x2. This one has to be a 1x3, and by extension, this one has to be a 1x3. So this can guaranteed go down. And from here, it actually might, it might be smooth sailing. This one has to be a 1x3. Oh, I guess the same thing was here too. Was it? This one has to be different, and then this one has to be different, so this one has to be the same. I mean, not particularly. Anyways, this has to be a different shape. This one's a 1x3, can't go 1x3 horizontally, has to go down. This one has to be, actually I don't know if it's a 1x2 or 1x3. This one has to be 1x3, this one has to be 1x3, this one then has to be a 1x2. This one's a 1x2. Nice! Okay, that was a fun one. Little achievement there. Secret! Oh, it's only 2 difficulty, but it's still secret, so. There are no shapes? I have no shapes I need? Okay, well, it can't be like that, apparently. Okay, I'll stop messing around. This one has to be all different shapes. So this one has to be like a length of at least 3, right? This one has to be a length of 3. Can't be like this, otherwise this can't be a length of 3. So the length of 3 goes here. Then this one has to be the same shape. Can't be like this, of course. Ooh, get rid of these. Okay. One. Nice. This one had to be a 1x1 to make sure that a too big shape can't be touching this Gemini. So it had to be a 1x1. Okay. These haven't been unlocked. Wow. Alright, let's keep on doing this little plaza area. Ooh, weird shapes here. Alright, well. I honestly don't think that there's much to do, because there's only one orientation that really works, which is something like this. But, the thing is, you could rotate it, so that there's 4 directions. Actually, you could rotate it and mirror it, so I guess this would also be valid. Anyways, using this thing, maybe we could figure something out. Well, it can't be like this, otherwise we'd have something stuck here. Or let's think about this. This means that something's different, then something's different than the different, which means it's the same, and it's the same here. So I think these have to be connected, because it's basically saying that this is going to be the same shape, and this would be the same shape as this. So these are all connected via same shapeness. This one's a different shape. And I think this one has to be an outer border, because the weird like watering can shape can't fit. It would always have like its hanging hook, which is the only part that touches the outside border, would always be touching the corners. I think this one has to be this shape. So this one also has to be this shape. Let's do that. And for sure, that means that these follow. Okay. It's helpful to use colors or notes to mark which shape occupies a cell. Yeah, could see that. This is different. Like, you're thinking, okay, we could try doing that. So maybe yellow here. Yellow means this piece. And then green means, or how about we do red? Red means this piece. Okay. So yellow means this like weird corner shaped piece. The only way to make a weird cornered shaped piece is like this. And then I mean, I don't really want to deal with shapes all the time, but here, this one can either be a 2x2, this one can be a 2x2. This one has to stick out somehow. This one has to stick out. This one can't be connected via here. This... Okay, wait, what am I doing? This is red, so it means it's a 1x2. This one's not a 1x2. This one's a 1x2. This one... not a 1x2. This one's a 1x2. This one's gotta connect over here. Alright. Nice. Ooh, 4 difficulty. And it's a heart. So it's either like a W piece or a corner shaped piece. Okay. Delta means different shapes. Alright, so how do we start here? This one's obviously gotta... like, this one's got to be a little corner piece. Yeah, there's just no way... like, it would be cornered here, so it has to stick out. This is a corner, so this piece has to stick out, and then you can't make any other piece, any other shape there. I'll use auto palette. This one has to be a W shape now, because delta. And the only W shape I can see is like that. This one has to be... this one has to be one of these pieces, a corner shaped piece. Of which orientation? It could be like this or like this. If it were like this, so it could be like this, or it could be like this, could be like this. The only interesting thing would be if this were actually a weird W-shaped thing, which just doesn't work. So I think we're pretty sure that this is gonna be connected to some corner shaped piece. So that means that the deltas following this have to be W-shaped pieces on the other side. So this has to be a W-shaped piece. Can't be like this, so it has to be like this. And the only shape that fits here is a W-shaped piece. So that gives us... maybe we could just try filling up everything? Nope. Of course. Since one does filling up everything do what I want it to. Alright. This has to go up. This can be a W-shaped piece. This one can too. Okay. Oh, solve a heart-shaped puzzle. I'll put this 1x2 in a plus shaped piece. Okay, so on the this separates a plus shaped piece from a 1x2 piece. The only place a plus shaped piece can fit is down here. Oop. Then this one has to be the 1x2, 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 1x2. Oh, this one could be a plus shaped piece. Yep, okay, it's a plus shaped piece. With a lot of 1x2s. Okay, now 1x2 and some weird shape that, like, encapsulates a 1x1 tile. Okay, so to have different shapes here, this weird donut shaped piece can't have a 1x2 inside of it. So the only places it can go are around these these holes. So the delta separates them. The only place where the donut shaped piece can go would be around this hole. Then of course this is 1x2. This one's a 1x2 for sure because yeah, it's stuck in the corner. You can't make a donut around anything around it. Okay, you can't make a donut around anything like this. 1x2, 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 oh, 1x2, 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 1x2. Yeah. Ooh, secret. Alright. Again, there's a lot of little areas, but they can only have one combination of these two shapes. Okay, so I've learned that a 2x2 can't go here, because this would mean that the Gemini would want a 2x2 here, but the Delta would say no, 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 no. So I feel like that's gotta be helpful, right? But 2x2 can't go here. That means that the only 2x2 orientations are these. Do they share anything in common? Is a different question. Border. Not sure if it tells us much. Could be asked, like, why is that? Well, if I have a 2x2 here, this is forced to be a 2x2 with limited, like, positioning because it is a Gemini in the corner. So, guess using that, there's a Gemini in the corner here. This would force a 2x2 like this, which wouldn't make sense either. There's a Gemini in the corner here. This would force, nothing here. Okay, I don't know. It really actually hates having these 2x2s in the corners with Geminis. It's kind of interesting. Wait, actually, that means that this one it can't, like, be in this corner. This 2x2 can't be in this corner, nor in this corner because this Gemini, nor in this corner because this Gemini. So, we get our first guaranteed spot. Let's go. Okay, then this has to be a... These have to be part of the same shape, because this Gemini and this Delta. Could go like this. I'll just put a border here. This has to be the same shape. This has to be a different shape. So, this actually can't stick out to the right, otherwise that'd be bad. It connect the two. So it has to go up and then has to go around. So, that would work it. This has to be the same shape. This one has to be a different shape for the same reasons as the other one. We have to separate the shapes from the Gemini and the Delta. And this has to stick out this way. Same shape means... this has to be a 2x2. This has to be a big corner piece. And for the same reasons to separate the Delta from the Gemini, this has to go like this. This one has to be the same shape. This one has to be a different shape, which means that this has to be like this, and this has to be a different shape. Nice. Okay. That was kind of a goofy start. 21 out of 33 to gild it. Okay. I'm down. These are 3 or 4 length ones. What? Okay, so this is guaranteed to be 3 length. This one has to then be 4 length. This one has to be at least 3 length. This... what else? This one has to be 3 length for sure. So this one has to be 3 length for sure. And these have to be 3 length for sure. This one has to be 4 length. Okay, where do I go now? This one has to be 3 length. This one has to be 4 length. The 4 length can't stick up like that then, so it has to be horizontal. This one has to be at least a 3 length, like it has to be a 3 length. Then these have to stick up. These are different shapes. I know that this is gonna... yeah, just ignore that. This one has to be 3 length. Can stick like that. Can stick like that. Different shapes here. If this is a 4 length, actually, then this would have to stick up like this, which would be a 3 length, which is just bad. So that can't be a 4 length. This one has to instead be the 4 length. So this also has to be 4 length. This one has to be a 3 length. The only way to fit a 3 length, well, okay. So a 3 length can't fit here, because then you'd have this area stuck. So the 3 length has to be vertical. This can go like that. Okay, now this one has to be the same shape. Can't go vertically, so all the beams here have to be horizontal. So this 4 length would have to be connected with this one, because like if it weren't, then the 4 length would be here, which would not fulfill that delta. And this delta has to be horizontal again. And however I want to fit this in, yeah. Nice. Ooh, another 4 difficulty, level 4 difficulty. Ooh, as many shapes as I want, I guess. Okay, so this has to stick out. This one has to stick out. What? Okay, since this is a 1 by 1, we have to have different shapes out here, right? So this one has to be, it can't be a 1 by 1. So of course it has to extend out here. This one has to be not a 1 by 1, so it also has to extend. But this is a really weird shape because we know that Gemini wants this same shape over here. So how do I make this shape come out here? Like, how do I extend this to be a shape that would work? The only way is like doing some weird shape like this. So I better get to that then. Okay, we know that the shape is gonna have some weird elbow like this. Can't go here. Otherwise, it'd be on the same side of a border. It'd be the same shape on 2 sides of a border. And we know that... I mean, this just has to go out here. There's no denying it. Like, we can't... Yeah, it'll have to extend out here. And to fill up this corner... Oh wait, actually 1 by 1s exist in this level. Oh my gosh, that's very long. Right? Maybe we could do this. Then this is like this. Would that work? No, it's not the same shape. Why did I mess up? How did I mess up? Okay, it's the ending. Or... Okay, see, this is just some really weird shape. So, these are definitely different ends of the same shape. This one can't often get... So, it's gotta be 3 long followed by a 4 long. So, this could be the 4 long part, and then it would have a 3 long here. Okay. And if this is like this, it would extend like that. Could I do that? Yeah. Okay. Some very funky shape, yeah. Okay. I'm still... Okay, these got unlocked. These got unlocked. Okay, everything gets unlocked. Sure, buddy. Shape bank. Yay. Back to having not weird shapes. How do you do this? How do you approach this? I don't know. This can't be... This shape in particular can't be a 1 by 3. It has to be this corner shape piece. I don't know if it's like this or like this. Can I figure it out? No, I have no idea, man. Okay, this also has to be a weird corner shape piece. Maybe I can indicate that with colors. Okay, green for... Okay, green for a weird corner shape piece. Blue for unknown. Yellow for 1x3, I guess. And then I don't know. I'm not really gonna. I'm probably not gonna be using colors all that much. Restart. Okay, this has to be guaranteed. This one's a corner piece, as we know. Huh. Okay, this one actually has to be a corner-shaped piece, because there are borders out here, so it can't be 1x3 like this or like this. This one has to be a corner-shaped piece, so this one has to be guaranteed a 1x3. The only 1x3 that fits is like that. This one has to extend outwards. And we know that this is going to be a corner-shaped piece. So, it can't touch this, otherwise it would be a 1x3, and we know that we're not letting that 1x3 exist. This one then has to be a 1x3. That fits. This one has to be a corner-shaped piece. This one's done a 1x3. This is a different shape, so this one's a corner-shaped piece, but it can't touch this, because this one wants to be a 1x3. Uh-oh, does that work? Oh yeah, it does. Nice. Okay. Imagine I didn't say uh-oh there then. Because it worked out. This one has to be a 1x3. This one has to be a 1x3. Now this has to be 1x3, so this has to be a corner. This 1x3, this has to be a corner shape piece. This one can't be a corner shape piece. Oops. So 1x3's there. This one has to be 1x3's here. Okay. This one has to be a 1x3. Or a corner shape piece. This one also then has to be a corner shape piece. This one has to be a 1x3. This one has to be a 1x3. This one has to be a 1x3, so this one has to be a 1x3. This one has to be a corner shape piece. This one has to be a corner shape piece then. This one has to be a 1x3. This one has to be a 1x3. Because this gem died. This one has to be a 1x3. Nice. The difference between level 3 difficulty and level 4 difficulty is so extreme. For me, at least. I think it goes to like level 6 difficulty or something like that. I don't know. Looking forward to that, I guess. This one has to extend outward. This one has to extend outward. So this one's a 1x3. The only way to get this to be a 1x3 is like this. This one has to be a 1x2 then. This one has to be a 1x3. It could be like that or like that. Man. Okay, this one has to stick out like this. This one also has to stick out because it's in the corner. So because they're the same shape. This one also has to stick out. This has to be a corner piece because this Gemini, so it has to be like that. This one has to be a corner piece. This one has to be 1x3s. Okay, this is a 1 difficulty, so maybe I won't ramble that much. Let's see. This one has to be a 1x1. This one has to be a 2x2 then. Okay. This one can't be like this. So it has to be a 2x2 or 1x1. Could be just a ton of 1x1s. That'd be what? Right, it can't be a 1x1. It can't be a 1x1. It has to be a 2x2. This one could also be a 2x2. This one has to be 1x1. This one tends. There. Okay. This one has to stick out. This one has to stick out. This one has to stick out. Okay. And like, since they're all these like edge pieces, L-shaped edge pieces, we know that this one has to extend a bit, and this one also has to extend out a bit, and that's the maximum extension. This one has to be a different length, so at least this here. Then it could extend one more if we wanted. This one is in the corner. Here. These are the same piece, so this one has to extend at least one outward. It can't go up here, that wouldn't work, so it has to be like this. This one then has to be the same shape, this one has to be the same shape, this one has to get its corner in. Okay. This one has to be a 1x1. Ooh, no shape bank. Different shapes means that it's gotta be at least like that. Then these have to be the same shape. So, I mean, this isn't a 1x1. If there were a border here, that wouldn't make sense. So there can't be a border here. So we have to connect this. Oh, it's another weird shape one. Okay, well, to make these the same shape, this one has to extend a bit. And this one also has to extend it somewhat. Man, I might not be too good at visualizing these. Like this? Okay, yeah. Okay, this one, these have to extend at least a tiny bit. They're different shapes. This one's the same shape, so it's bigger than a 1 length or a 1x1. Alright. Are we fine with this, like... We can't do this. Yeah, we can't. Because this Gemini would force this, but then this Gemini combined with this Gemini means that this has to be 1x3, which just doesn't exist. So this is like for sure like that. And this is a different shape, this is a different shape, so it's gotta extend at least once. And you know, I think I see it. Yeah. Okay, for difficulty, let's put that in, that's for sure. Okay. So different shape, the same shape. To make it to make sure that this Gemini is happy while this Delta is happy, it can't be can't be a 2x2 like this. It has to be a 2x2 over here, 2x2 over here. And to make this a stick, it has to be like this. Can't be a super long stick because we only have a 3 length and a 5 length. This can only be 3 length, it can't be 5 length. Now this one could be 5 length, but we don't need to worry about that one right now. This has to be 3 length here or here. We don't know. This one has to be some sort of stick. This one also has to be some sort of stick. And we can't really have a... Can we have a stick here? No, that'd be so weird. Oh, actually, we have to have a stick here. So this is a... And then we just fill this up with however we want. Okay. This one... Oop. This one has to be some sort of stick. Okay, we just have to fill up this entire area. How do we do that? This, first of all, I'll just start off with this because this seems like it wouldn't work. Right. This wouldn't work because then we'd want to stick here, which is only 2 length. The reason why is because the only things we can do here are either 2 1x3s or we could fill it up with a 2x2. So knowing that it's not these 1x3s means that it has to be a 2x2. This one also same, can't be 2's 1x3s, so it has to be a 2x2. This one has to then extend a bit. This one's definitely at least a 1x3. I think, and then it goes like this. Okay. That was honestly not a bad for level 4 difficulty one. Oh, secret. Oh, challenges ahead. Difficulty 5 to 6 are very challenging. Require careful logic, advanced techniques, and lots of persistence. Really, break-in steps might be difficult to spot. They're optional. Okay. This is cute. It's like a spiral. Okay, yeah, this is definitely like definitely not giving you much of a early break-in step, as they call it. At least it's not level 6 difficulty, you know. All right. So this can either be like this, or it can either be a 1x2, or it can be a big edged piece. And I can't tell anything from that, so we're moving on. I think we can, well, we can guarantee that there's no corner piece here. So there could be a corner piece here or here. There can't be a corner piece here because of this Gemini and this Delta. Can't be small corner pieces either. So, if there is a big piece here, which I think is necessary. I think this is necessary. Because, let's see. If I don't have a big piece here, 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 or, you know, there. If I don't have a big piece, everything would have to be filled up with 1x2s, because this would, a small, like 3 length piece, would always leave these corners, like, sectioned off, and that would be bad. So we can't have that. We need 1x2s everywhere then. But if we have 1x2s everywhere, then these Gemini and Deltas won't be happy still. So actually, I think this is guaranteed. Or it could be like this. Ah, shoot! Could be like this or like this. How do I want to approach that then? It's 1x2. This one has to be the same shape, so this one's 1x2. This one has to be a 1x2. Same shape, different shape. Ah! Okay. Well, so at least we're kinda limited. Ooh, actually, this is really nice. If I put this here, then it's impossible because we need a Gemini here. So that means that it would imply that this is here, but then we would have this like sectioned off. So actually, this can't happen. So it has to be like this, and we can guarantee this. Nice, nice, nice. This one has to be kind of like this. This because of this Gemini. Because of this Gemini, this is either, you know, like this, or it's like, oop, or like this. Can it be like this, though? Because this also has to be some weird edge piece, so it would have to be like this. But then we would have some 1x1 sectioned off. So actually, this one is guaranteed to be shaped like this. Of course, this is a long edge piece, a 5 unit piece. Can't be like this, otherwise this would be sectioned off, so it has to be like that. This one has to be like this. This one has to be like this, because Gemini. Ooh, that's nice. This one has to, This one has to be... Am I missing... Okay. This one has to be a 1x2. I'm sure my logic can be flawed, so... well, I'm too far in on this. This one has to be a 1x2, because this delta. This one... can't be like this, otherwise Gemini is sad. So 1x2, 1x2. 1x2 here. And then this one has to be a corner piece. Yeah. This one has to be... This one can either be a 3 unit here, or it could be a 3 unit here. So, what's it asking for here? It could either be a ton of 1x2s, or could it be a weird corner unit? No, because this would be like a sectioned off 1x1, which we can't have. So this can't be... It would actually have to be like this. This has to be 1x2s. The only 1x2 that would fit here would be like this. Yeah. Actually, wait. Sorry, I did not know that. That's not guaranteed, because it could be a weird long shape here. Why? Okay, I wanna. Okay, so this long 5 unit piece has to be different than whatever piece is here, and I think that it can't be, you know, a 3 length, because otherwise we have a 1x1 here, so it has to be a 1x2, and we can fill that up. So nice, it's getting filled. This one, also the same. It has to be a different shape connecting these, or these have to be different shapes. So we can't have a 3 unit here, actually, because then we'd have a 1x1 here. So it's actually gotta be a 1x2. The only 1x2 that fits here would be if you have a 1x2 here. This one can't be a long shape, can't be a small shape, otherwise you have a 1x1 here. So it's gotta be 2x2s again. Oh, nice. Yeah, our first difficulty 5. Oh, difficulty 6. You don't say. Oh, it's big. Okay. Gosh, that's pretty large. Any ideas where to start? I know I don't. Okay, actually, this has to be a... Right, so like, we could start off with shapes here. These have to be the same shape. God, jeez. What are you doing here? What do you do? How? Okay. We know that it can't be a 3x3. If this were a 3x3, it would want this to be a 3x3, but Delta wouldn't be happy, so it can't be a 3x3. Could be a 2x2. It could be one of these 2x3s, because the 2x3 could fit like this, or it could fit like this, so that's great. That's just great. I mean, yeah. Okay. Oh gosh. I don't see anything, guys. Yikes. Okay, actually, if there are borders in the corner, we know that we're given only like square or rectangular shapes that are bigger than 1x1s. That are at least 2 thick, so we could actually fill in all of these. Add a little border here, little border here, border here. All right. We know that this can't be a 3x3 or a we know that this can't be a 3x3 because then there would be a 1 width gap here, and we don't have anything that would fit that. So it can't be a 3x3. It also can't be a 2x3 specifically facing this way because there would also be the gap. It could be a 2x3 facing upwards. But knowing that, we know that this is bordered, so I can border that. Anywhere else I can do that? I could also do it here. So I can border this. Can also border this. Alright. That is, it might be something. It might not be something. Okay. Okay. Jeez. I think since we have this one's in a corner, so since these are in a corner, it has to be at least 2x2 long, and there would be a border here, would be a border here, could be like a 2x3, but it doesn't have to be. And actually, if this were a 2x3, then this would have to be at least a 2x2 here. And if this weren't a 2x3, it would have to be a 2x2 here. All we know is that these are connected for sure. For sure. Okay. That is something like some people might call that progress. Okay. I can fill up these corners. Huh. We actually have like a 1 wide gap here, which means that there's definitely like this is either filled or this is filled or it's filled like this. Actually, there's quite a few options. Yo, no, I don't see anything. What can you do next? I think these have to be connected. Because if this is like this, or like this, or like this, the only way to fill up the area in between this is if these were connected. Right, if these weren't connected, there would be a border between here, which would be like one with things. So maybe I could look for other places. No, I don't see other places where that would come into play right now. Okay, actually these have to be bordered. Things in the corners have to be bordered. What else? Hey, wait. If this is bordered, this can't be. Right, this would have to be bordered. Otherwise, there would be a 1 width thing here. Okay, and this has to be connected, and this has to be connected. Just because if there were borders in between, then we'd have the same situation over here where there would be 1 width sort of gaps. Also, here, we can't border this off. We can't because if we do, this would be a 1 width gap. So this actually has to be connected and connected here. Can't be like this. Okay. Hey, that's our first shape that's guaranteed larger than the 2x2. Okay, and then we have a corner here. Okay. What next? I guess I could border this. So either there's something here or there's nothing there. Come on, come on. What else can I find? This might be a bit goofy, but this one has to be either a 2x2 or a 2x3, which means that regardless, there would be a 2x2 here, or at least a 2x2, 2x2 or larger, or there would be a 2x2 here, which means that this is always conjoined. Can I do that anywhere else? How did I... like... yeah, I could do that in multiple places, I guess. I don't know how helpful this is, but, I guess it's like knowing that these are conjoined. And I bordered this off, yeah. Okay. Could I do it here, actually? This one has to be either a 2x2 or it has to be a 2x2 here. Okay, I think these are actually connected. Just because this sort of thing where these have to be conjoined. Oh, wait. Shoot. It could actually be like this, right? So, actually, all I know is that this tile and this tile is conjoined, not that all of these tiles are conjoined. If I extend this, I know that these are conjoined. If I extend this, I know that these are conjoined. That these are conjoined. Yep. I know that these are conjoined. I feel like this is really weird. Okay. Right. Am I doing anything wrong? I don't think so. I don't think any of this doesn't not make sense. Yeah. Okay. Not sure how much that really helps at all. But, like, sure. I think it's actually really... like... this one, these sets are really weird because this one is implying a shape that has to extend at least horizontally, and this one is saying that it's a shape that has to extend at least vertically. So actually that doesn't tell me anything. Hey. Wait. This shape is the same shape as this shape. And this shape is either a 2x3 or a 3x3. But this shape, it can't be a 3x3 ever. Right? Because it's got a 2 width. So this one's actually boarded off like this. Ooh, that's really nice, right? We actually have our first guaranteed shape. Now, what are we gonna do with that? I have no idea. Yeah, what am I gonna do with this shape? I don't see anything. We know that this is conjoined. So, if I were to extend it a bit, it just wouldn't be possible, because then there would be a one width gap here. So we get to place one border. Hooray. Same here, but this one actually means that I have to extend it. Anything else? Of maybe similar variety. Okay, one of these have to be extended, right? Gah. How do you get around stuff like this? Okay, this one could be like this, or it could be like this, or it could be like this. Regardless, I think that tells us something about this. It tells us that this one... Oh, it doesn't tell us anything! Okay. Yikes. Okay, I didn't know this yeah, but I mean, I didn't notice this soon enough. This, like, if this is, you know, a shape, which, it's a shape, okay, but this can't be connected like this, otherwise you'd have a Gemini and Delta connecting the same shape, which is just, like, illegal. So this has to be bordered off. Then that means that this has to be at least a 2x2 in this direction. And since these can't connect, because then it would be a 4 long sort of shape, there has to be a border here. Whew! We did something! Yay! Okay, and also, same thing with here, I guess. This can't be touching this delta. So, it's gotta be like that. And, if this extends here, then it would be forced to be the same shape as this because of this delta. That would be illegal. So this has to be bordered, and these are our first 2x2s? Guaranteed, I think. Okay, this has to be a different shape than this and this, which means it's a 3x3. Oh my gosh, it's so large. Oh, it takes up so much space. Thank goodness. Making progress. Okay, and then this has to be at least a 2x2, so it's got to be like that, meaning that this extends this way. Since these are the same shape, this has to be sectioned, has to be bordered. Alright, progress, and this has to be at least a 2x2. These have to be separated. Oh, 2x2 there. Okay, this has to be at least a 2x2. This one has a corner. This can't extend that way, so it's got to be bordered. This has to be separated because Gemini Delta. So this, oh, sorry, whoops. Yeah, 2x2 there. This has to, you know, connect like this, and then to fill it up as a rectangle, it has to be like that. This has to be at least a 2x2. Okay. There. Good stuff. This one has to be, since it's in the corner, it has to be like this. Then we have to separate these two shapes, meaning that this is a 2x3. This one's a 2x2. Meaning that this is a 2x2. Oop. And then this is a 2x3 in some direction, here or here, I don't know. This one's a different shape, but it's a 3 length, so it has to be a 3x3. Okay. And this might be a problem, guys, because the way I'm seeing it, this can go like this, and this can go like this. That would be valid. Or this can go like this, and this can go like this, which is valid too. Yeah, and this game's supposed to only have one unique solution, so I may have messed up. I don't know where, I don't know when. I don't know if we keep on going here. Maybe we just keep on going real quick. Okay, but this would have to be a 2x3. This was a delta, so... Oh, fudge! 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 Right, okay. That, so... Oh, shoot! How long ago do I think I made a mistake, man? Do I restart entirely, or do I just try going from somewhere? Okay. Oh, you can rebuild. Redo. Maybe... Maybe I'm messed up around here. Let's hope so. Otherwise, I'd have to, like, Command Z everything. Okay, this has to be a 2x2 at least. So, last time we did this, which forced us to make this a 3x3, which forced this to not be unique. So, instead, maybe we can put a border here. No, because then this would be horrible. I might have to restart. I might just restart. It won't be too long, right? I don't know if it's gonna be different. Okay, separated here. This has to be a 2x2 for sure then. This is deltaed, which makes sense, it works. This one is also... Oh, shoot. What am I missing? Am I missing something? Oh, no. Oh, wait, maybe I'm not missing something. This one has to be at least a 2x2. I think... Oh, wait, this also has to be at least a 2x2. This can be separate. This has to extend, actually. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, we can ignore this, because... Yeah, we can ignore that. We ignore that wording side. Okay, we can border this off, which makes sense, it works. This one is also... Oh, shoot. What am I missing? Am I missing something? Oh, no. Oh, wait, maybe I'm not missing something. This one has to be at least a 2x2. I think... Oh, wait, this also has to be at least a 2x2. This can be separate. This has to extend, actually. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, we can ignore this, because... Yeah, we can ignore that. We ignore that wording side. Okay, we can border this off. This is at least a 2x2. This is at least a 2x3. I think this is guaranteed bordered off. It can't be a 2x3 because delta. This one has to be a 2x3 because Gemini. So this one's a 3x3. Okay. We'll figure that out later because this has a Gemini connecting it, which I think I'll need to figure out. These are in the corners, so they have to be at least 2x2s, which... Yeah, and this is in the corner now. Okay, so... I don't like doing this, but I know that since the, puzzle has a unique solution. The only way to make it have a unique solution would be if this didn't extend out this way. Otherwise, this would not be unique. So I know that this actually has to be like a 3x3, but I'm gonna go along the other... I'm gonna go look at other stuff to see if I can get around not using this puzzle has a unique solution and that's why this needs to happen trick. I feel like if it has a unique solution, you can probably deduce the solution using other means. Yeah. I mean, if I'm stuck at all, maybe I'll just go to it. Okay. So this can't connect here. So it's gotta be bordered. Because if it connects there, then it's for width. It wouldn't be any possible shape. This also has to be bordered. This has to be bordered. Now what? Yeah, now what? What now? Now what? What now? Now what? What now? Should I use it? I think we can't extend this anymore, otherwise there would be a 1 width gap. So this has to be bordered. And this can extend outward a tiny bit. But it could also be like this, so that means that there's like a 2x2 here, or it extends outwards and there's at least a 2x2 here, meaning that this is conjoined, which is always neat. Never bad to know that something is together. Actually, I wonder if I can figure this out. This is the 2x2. This could be a 2x2, or this could be a... I mean, sorry, 2x3. Or this could be a 2x3. Huh. This could be a 2x3, this could be a 2x3. Everything could be 2x3s, but if this is 2x2, then this would be a 2x3. Here, this could be a 2x2, and this could be a 2x2. So we either get a 2x2 or a 2x3 based on what we do over up here. Which means that it's probably gonna be, yeah, solved, like you solve all of this, and then you solve this, and then you get, and then you know what's gonna happen over here. Anything else? When do I want to do the the unique puzzle solution? I don't know. Do I? I could. I could. Shall I? To some extent, it is... Yeah. It is valid, because then you would just go along... Or where else could I find something to make sense of? I don't see a lot of delta. Wait. Uh-oh. I did say this was a 2x3, And there's a delta here, which means that this has to be 3 by 3, yeah? Shoot. Meaning that this is arbitrary. Why? Did I mess that up? Okay, it has to be a 3 by 3. Whatever. That just happened. We'll just live with ourselves. Okay, this is Gemini, so it has to be like this. This is 2 by 2. This has to be separated. This also has to be separated. This would be a 1 by a width 1 if we bordered it here, so it has to extend a bit. This one has to extend upwards at least. This would be bordered, so this has to connect here. This would be bordered. This one could extend one more, we don't know. This one has to be a different shape. This one has to be a different shape. So if I were to extend this, it would be the same 3 by 3 as this, which there's a delta, so it can't be. This could be like this. Nope. Could it? Okay, this has to extend here, right? Because it's a 1 width, and it also has to extend upwards because it's a 1 width. This can extend here, but it can't extend anymore, otherwise this delta would not work. This has to extend upwards, and then we can figure out everything else. Oh, jeez! What? Why is the achievement called 6/7 for doing my first difficulty 6 puzzle? Like, there wasn't even any 7 around. Oh, I gilded it and I have a +1 here. Okay. Well, maybe I can make that +2 after this, which is probably a lot easier. Okay, we know that these are different shapes, yeah? Because delta, so this one has to be, we have to have the 2 shapes. This one can't be the weird S piece, so it has to be the little edge-shaped piece. Got that, got that. This one can't be an S-shaped piece. This one can't connect here. Can't be an S-shaped piece. This one can. This one. Oh, it has to be like that, at least. Then it could extend a tiny bit if it needs, I guess. What do I do now? Shoot. Oh wait, it's delta. Okay. So this has to be like this. This has to be like this. Okay. Delta. Delta means it's gotta be that S-shaped piece, which fits like this. This is delta. Or here, I could extend this, which has a delta. This is an S-shaped piece. Okay. Definitely didn't take as long as the other one, but okay. Any other secret puzzles? This might be enough for now. Anyone tell me if you... Ooh, I see one. Okay, this one's gotta be one of their weird shaped pieces. And these, yeah, everything here has to basically be their weird shaped pieces. This is connected with this, this is connected with this. This also has to be a weird shaped piece, so it has to connect outwards. What else? Well, I think I can maybe figure out the shape. This one has to extend downward. I think it has to go like this. And it can't go like this, so it has to go like this. Oh, I already drew it out. Okay, this has to be a 2 length then. This one could be a 5-unit piece. This one can make a 2-unit piece up there. This one, okay. GG's. Ooh, I don't know if this one was connected. I won't stop now, I guess. Okay. Jeez. How do you start this? Where do you start this? Okay. They can only be bars. Okay. Well, let's start with a corner, huh? This one's Gemini. This one's a Gemini, so we can go with this. I mean, should I just make what do I do? What do I do? Gemini connects here. Bro. What? Okay, if I have something here. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna run it like this. This one is either... I'm gonna see if this is a 1x1 or not. If it's a 1x1, this one has to extend at least a tiny bit. This one has to extend at least a tiny bit. This one can't go past because there's a Gemini and Delta. So this would be a 2x1 or 1x2. This would be a different shape. This is the same shape. This would be a different shape, so it's gotta be... Or could be a 1x1. This one's gotta be a different shape. Oh, this one at least has to be 1x2, but it can't be, so it's gonna extend a tiny bit. Then can't go anymore. Because Gemini Delta. Okay, Gemini means this. Gemini means it's gotta be, well, there's gotta be separation here. This one has to be a 2 1x1s or a 1x2. This one has to be something different. Okay. I think we might make these 2 1x1s, this one, and then yeah. Okay. I'm sure no guesswork is required, but I kind of guessed there. Yeah, +4, take that, gilding it. I am beyond completionist. I get the +4. Come out, wherever you are. I'ma find you.